So, coming up, our next fight will be Taiwan's own Khai against Yuki Tashiro of Japan. I guess we're moving right along with this.
Yeah, I'm excited for this one. Khai is an extremely well-rounded fighter.
And he has some serious knockout power.
Serious knockout power, and he's got good submissions too.
But you know that Yuki Tashiro is going to come into this match very well prepared, knowing exactly what he's up against, but he's up against a really tough opponent in Khai.
Yeah. Even though Khai actually comes from a grappling background, he prefers to stand and strike with people. That being said, though, Yuki Tashiro is a striker.
One, yeah,
it's a bit of a... he is also a striker himself. So it'll be interesting.
But the last match was two BJJ guys, right?
Right.
And it ended up being
a stand-up fight.
Exactly, so maybe this one will go to the ground.
Yeah.
Yuki Tashiro looks very, very relaxed here.
That can be good and that can be bad.
I don't know why he doesn't tie his hair up like in those tight braids like the girls have their hair tied up. Could kind of get in his way, right?
Yeah. You know that bun is going to come undone at some point. It always does.
You notice that we don't notice a lot of is the tattoos, Matt. You know, you watch back home in America and Canada, wherever, and the fighters are just covered in tattoos.
That's true.
But then you come over here and there's not so many tattoos.
Well, especially with the Japanese, they definitely don't look very highly on tattoos. Often a lot of times associated with like Yakuza. Taiwan is a little more open when it comes to tattoos. I think a few of the fighters tonight are going to be tatted up.
But it's almost like if you're going to be a fighter, you might as well just dive in.
I would say a majority of MMA fighters are covered in tats.
Although maybe his mother wouldn't be very happy about him covered in tats. I know my mother's not very happy.
Please welcome the red corner, the shadow is Khai.
Now again, I know in his first fight here in Taiwan, he knocked out his opponent in less than a minute.
Yeah, I think he has some sort of record of second fastest knockout or something like that. Which is surprising because he comes from a jiu-jitsu and wrestling background, actually.
But it just goes to show you, like you mentioned before, that a lot of these guys are well-versed in a lot of different disciplines.
Right, and you have to be if you want to get in MMA. The days of being a specialist are pretty much over.
I like to stick to one thing.
And so do I. Keeps it simple.
That way I leave it fair for my opponents, man. Now, I saw an interview with Khai a few days ago. One of the things I noticed with him is that, just like Yuki, he's extremely calm when he gets into the ring.
Yeah, that definitely can be a benefit. But it can also play against you if you're too relaxed. Sometimes you need that adrenaline going to help kickstart the engine.
Sorry, Matt. I know that he's a very good wrestler, and he's won some different wrestling awards, but in his last fight, I think he was actually submitted.
Yeah, I believe that was a 1 FC fight. Look at this walkout.
And you can hear the crowd behind him, right?
It's the local favorite.
I think he's a pretty down-to-earth guy. Like I said, I saw that interview. Yeah. He loves the superheroes. I think he's watched the last Avengers movie 5 or 6 times. So he's a bit of a superhero nerd. Now, I'm not going to call him a superhero nerd, but I'm sitting pretty far away.
Yeah, not to his face.
So I can call him a superhero nerd from over here.
Oh, I believe that's Camarillo right there.
It is Dave Camarillo, right?
Yeah. Highly respected Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Now, another thing that I think is underestimated when it comes to Khai is that he has some deadly leg kicks.
Yeah.
He's done some damage in the past with his leg kicks. And sometimes I think for the average viewer out there, we think, well, you're not big, you can't kick very hard. That's totally not the case when it comes to fighting.
Yeah, especially when it comes to legs, it's not about how big your legs are, it's about how dense your shin bones are, I feel like. Yeah, Khai Wu fought in the 1FC before, so he's definitely used to the big crowds, experienced fighters.
Well, he just loves the art of the fight so much. After he was finished in his last fight, during the post-fight interview, he said he couldn't wait to get back to Taiwan to get in the ring. That was after being submitted.
That's the kind of mentality you want if you want to be a successful MMA fighter.
If I don't sleep 8 hours, I'm terrible, man.
You need that drive. You learn from your losses.
Yep, and that 1 hour of sleep sometimes is a big loss. Again, you can hear the crowd. It just gets you, it feels exciting. It's an exciting atmosphere in here tonight with Khai Wu.
Yeah, the Taiwanese definitely love.
Let's
turn it over to our ring announcers. The tail of the tape, guys. Khai Wu coming in at the age of 23, as well as Yuki Tashiro. Height is about the same at 173 and 172. Our weight is identical at 61 kilos. And the reach advantage goes a little bit to Khai at 174 to 172. Not much in the difference there, Matt.
No, not much of a difference. So it'll be really interesting to see where this fight goes. Yuki Tashiro looks to favor striking. It'll be interesting to see if Wu decides to challenge him and stand a strike, which is what he seems to prefer to do. Or if he'll take it to the ground and utilize his wrestling and jiu-jitsu.
身高173公分，体重61公斤，年龄23岁，战绩1胜1败，来自中华台北，美国 ，Come from Chinese Taipei and USA， 代表 Omnium Movement Gorilla Jiu-Jitsu， 他是 The Shadow 影子吴仲凯，场上裁判李天佑 ，Referee Justin。
Interesting nickname, The Shadow.
The Shadow. He gets that nickname because he likes to use his footwork a lot.
And the referee just has one name. He's Justin.
Just Justin.
He was playing the air guitar earlier, which I thought was pretty cool.
All right, we're about to get this underway.
Again, two Asian fighters, a big show of respect out there between the two fighters.
Big respect. But once this ref starts it.
Are you ready? Go!
One guy would love to match the other guy's face like a bowl of potatoes.
And then they'll hug afterwards. Khai Wu starting off with
those leg kicks that we talked about earlier.
Oh, that one's caught him on the chin just ever so slightly. Even though Khai Wu is a well-rounded fighter, he has to respect Yuki Tashiro's striking.
Strong left from Yuki there, just missed. That hits you on the chin. You're
could be lights
your
out.
chin's gonna hit the mat pretty quick.
And this looks like another, strong body kick. This looks like another southpaw versus orthodox. So we're gonna see a lot of straight rights and lefts here. Nice change of levels.
You know, it's not really fair for the lefties. We call them southpaws, but we give the righties a very special name, like orthodox.
We're the regulars.
Yeah.
Ooh, he's just throwing haymakers.
Now again, throwing haymakers is always going to leave you wide open for those punches of Tashiro.
So one thing I see a lot of fighters do that I really don't like to see is just the empty leg kick without any setup. You throw a leg kick without a setup and you're just asking for a straight punch to the face, which is a common counter.
Again, so when you're saying empty, Matt, could you explain that a little bit?
Empty being no setup to it. They just throw a leg kick. No punches. Best way to throw like that. No punches coming. All right, this is what I was looking to see. Nice.
There's a nice takedown by Khai. Got him to the ground. Now, we were wondering if it was going to go to the ground or not.
Based on what I was saying, I think this is a good plan for Khai Wu. Let's just see what he's able to do with it. He's about to take his back here.
Now, I'm not sure if it's me or if I'm old-fashioned here, Matt, but gone are the days of the foot stomp?
Yeah, you know, I'm not sure if they're legal in RFC. I was a big fan of those, though. Those will really mess you up.
I used to
Break
do
some toes.
You see Dan Severance
I
coming
think
down
he
with...
kind of just did one.
Is he standing too close to me? Maybe my...
Tashiro's about to get up.
Okay, so be careful here, Khai. Be careful.
Watch this barrage. Tashiro's coming in with good pressure. Oh, and a nice switch. Let's see what Khai Wu tries to do. Oh,
strong right.
He's wobbling.
He's wobbling.
He's hurt. He's coming back strong.
Another right and
one.
another left.
Nice single.
Oh, he could be in trouble here. Tashiro could be in trouble.
Wow, he just powers up.
He's got the neck. Is that a guillotine?
The guillotine doesn't look like it's going to come. It's hard to see where his hands are. Oh, he might have it, actually. It looks like he's going for it. It can be very hard to finish this standing. It's hard to finish the guillotine standing.
It's just, as you're saying, it's hard to finish the guillotine standing because you can't apply the correct pressure.
It's hard to apply, yes, it's hard to apply the pressure. You're not holding their hips down. They're able to do a lot of things to defend that. Tashiro's defense right now is just to sit back down, basically.
Well, I think you can hear his corner yelling, relax.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Tashiro's very close to getting up, but when he gets up, Wu might look to put this hook in with his leg. Let's see, here it comes. Look for that right leg to go in for a hook.
Well, Tashiro's got to make sure that that left leg doesn't go over his back as well, right?
It's a little difficult because his back's against the cage, but that's step 2.
Oh, he's got it.
He's trying too hard for the choke. He needs to get his hooks in. Oh, wow.
He's got it.
Oh, my God.
Tap out by Khai Wu.
Wow.
It was hard to see from our angle, but he got the choke in under the neck of Tashiro.
He did that with no hooks in either. It's like a bulldog choke.
What an awesome display of groundwork from Khai Wu.
That might be one of the rarest submissions in Jiu-Jitsu or in MMA right there.
And again, the show of respect here. But you could see he got that arm in under the chin.
Yeah.
And he was able to apply the pressure, like you said, without any hooks at all.
Without any hip control, basically. That just must have been an immense squeeze on his neck.
Well, it looks like we're 2 for 2 here, Matt.
2 for 2 for Taiwan. And a first round finish, which is, was that a first round?
And look at this crowd, absolutely excited for the 2 wins from Taipei.
And a show of respect there between the 2 fighters. And that all really...
在第1回合4分钟的时候，以 RNC 背后合击，相互获胜的是 The Red Corner Tashiro
Big win for Khai Wu.
Even though he finished him with a submission, that was all set up with strikes, which Tashiro, that seems to be where he wanted the fight to go. So for Khai to catch him with strikes.
Well, maybe you're thinking in his last fight where he was submitted, he went back to the gym, he worked on it a little bit, and then he got this result today.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to go back and see that choke again in the replay or something, because a choke like that is not seen very often.
Look at him, he's so happy.